I'm a mess. Don't worry.
Hi, Shelby.
Hi. I was like, they'll find their way back on.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Andrew.
Hi, class. Hey, Shelby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
Hey, Cynthia. Just texted Jen and told her I kicked her out, but she's welcome back. Oops.
Birds are singing in the background there.
They sure are.
Sounds nice.
It's sometimes nice. Sometimes it's a lot.
6 a.m. Maybe it's not as nice with the windows open.
Yeah. Well, I was teaching the class at 6 a.m. and they were so loud.
Oh, really?
It was all right. Welcome back, Jen. Sorry for kicking you out. I hit the exit on mine and then it closed the whole meeting. I was like, no. Let's get set up, guys. You got 2 minutes, maybe a minute before we start. You're gonna need some type of weight. Where am I? Close the notes. All right. Some type of weight if you want it for the glute bridges, something that's comfortable to rest on your hips. So like a dumbbell, a backpack is a really good option. It says a sandbag if you have one, but anything that if it sits there, it's not rolling around, you can keep it there, but it's not super uncomfortable on your hip bones. Then the second movement is inverted rows. An inverted row is essentially a ring row or an underneath barbell row. So Andrew, you're good with the rings. If you don't have either of those options, switch it to a bent over dumbbell row. Or if you have something to hang from, strict pull-up.
Shelby,
I put inverted row, but to be honest, those are not unless you have a pair of rings, not the best at-home exercise.
Shelby, I have a band that I can attach to a door. Is that gonna work?
Perfect. Yeah, and then just pull in.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely. And then the last movement's just seated leg lifts, so you won't need anything for those. So wait for your glute bridges and something that you can do an upper body pull with for your rows. We'll start in 30 seconds.
All right, Shelby, what do we need for the leg lifts or whatever that last?
Nothing.
Nothing?
All good. Yeah, you'll just want a mat on the ground. It's pretty much just a laying leg raise.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Hey, Shelby, if I have these pulleys, would this work?
Yes. 10 out of 10 works.
Okay.
Jenny,
Hi.
welcome to the party. All right, guys, let's go over the workout. Where am I? Here we go. All right, here it is in all its glory. Today, you are not doing anything for speed. Everything is for quality. It's all about activation and strength, not at all about moving fast and getting a sweat. We have 6 to 8 sets, but let's be honest, we're doing 8 sets, so just ignore that little option. You have 12 or 15 glute bridges. You can make those weighted if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You've got 10 or 12 rows of any kind, whether you're doing banded, bent over, ring rows, anything where you're doing upper body pull makes me happy. And then your last movement is you are going into 8 or 10 supine knee raises, seated leg lifts, or straddle pulses, which I'll go over once we've done the warm up. So we're gonna do probably 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm gonna test it for the first round. Each round, whatever time's left, you just rest. Same as like a regular strength set, and we're gonna do 8 rounds through. So not moving for speed, don't rush through it. If you actually pause at the top of each movement, you're gonna get a lot more out of it. So really take these slow today. Any immediate questions about the workout, modifications? I'll go over the leg lifts and stuff once we're done the warm up. Nothing. All right, cool. Let me stop share. Spotlight video. All right, guys, take a seat down on the ground. I'm gonna mute you all. We're gonna start with some hip openers. Bosley, if you could kindly move. Watch out. All right. We're gonna start at that 90-90, guys. Boss, here. So, taking it one leg in front at 90 degrees, one leg beside you at 90 degrees, chest nice and tall, core nice and tight. From here, if your hips are super tight, you're gonna put your hands back behind you and lean out of it. If you're like, I got the mobility game, Shelby, they're feeling good, hands off the ground, sit as tall as possible. We're going back and forth. So you're going up onto the bottom of your feet, down to the other side, pushing the knees down into the floor, back and forth. Do about 5 on each side, 10 total. Hips might be pretty tight.
Hello.
Hey, Laura.
Sorry I'm late.
You're all good, all good. We just started doing some hip openers. It's normal if you're shifting a little bit, guys. Usually you end up across the room with these. But try to keep the heels planted. Once you're done 10, whatever side you're on, stay on that side. All right. From here, we're going to keep that front knee pinned down, and you're just going to pry that back leg up as high as you can for 10 reps. Guys, 10 reps, opening up through that hip. Good. All right, from here, we're gonna keep both knees pinned down on this one. If you lean forward, it's gonna be easier. If you stay upright, it's gonna be harder. Keeping both knees pinned down, you're just gonna try and lift that back ankle off the ground for 10 reps. You will definitely feel a glute activation on this. Guys, if it seizes a little, don't worry, that's normal. All right, from here, you probably noticed that your back butt cheek is off the ground and you're almost tilted forward. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pelvic tilt your hips and tap that butt cheek down to the ground. So you're actually gonna roll your hips forward and sit into it more, and then come back up again. You've got 10 reps. Pull the hip forward, sitting into it, and then push back out again. You should feel a little bit of a pull right in that hip crease of your back leg. This is one of those looks weird, feels weird, really good for you exercises. Okay, guys. Once you're done 10 reps, you're gonna go hip opener to the other side. And we're gonna start the sequence all over again. So 10 knee lifts with that back leg. There we go. Okay. From there, we keep both knees pinned down. We pry that back ankle up. You'll notice one side is always way easier than the other. Good. From those ankle lifts, we go into that pelvic tilt, sending our hips under, tapping our butt cheek down to the ground, coming back up again. 10 reps. Nice, guys. All right. Once you're done, lay down on the ground, knees up in the air, feet nice and flat. We're gonna go 10 glute bridges. So I want you to tuck your hips underneath like you just did in that warm-up movement before. So it's nice and stable, not sending the butt back behind you, but tucking it under. Rib cage is tight, up to the ceiling, and then drop your back down to the ground, keeping your hips tucked. So don't reach with your butt, reach with the middle of your back. You're gonna go 10 reps, guys, actively pushing those knees out. Keep the butt squeezed. All right, from those 10 reps, we're gonna keep the hips up in the air. You're gonna march the feet. So you're gonna go out, out, in, 5 times starting with each leg. Out, out, in. And I'm gonna move my camera inside because it's starting to rain. Out, out, in is 1 rep, and you're doing 5 times starting with each leg. Thanks, guys. Oh, it's here. Awesome. From there, stay laying on the ground. You're gonna straighten one leg out and you're gonna pull your opposite knee to hand across the body and pin it down to the ground. Yeah, get that knee all the way down. Doesn't matter if the hips are stacked as long as it's touching the floor. Your hand that's not doing anything is gonna go from the knee, so on top of the hand that's pinning it down, and then go to the overhead position, getting that shoulder blade as close to the ground as possible. Back and forth, you've got 10 reps. Don't let the knee lift at all. Keep it pinned down. If you can't touch your shoulder blade to the ground, don't worry. That's normal. Most people can't. You have to have like crazy thoracic spine flexibility to be able to hit there. Good, guys. 10 reps and then flip to the other side. Once you're done, up onto your hands and knees. Nice. All right. From here, we're going to stack our shoulders over our wrists. We're going to keep our knees under our hips and we're going to bring them right together. So knees are touching each other. From here, all I want you to do is drop your hips side to side as low as you can, keeping both knees on the ground. You can hit like 5 a side, 10 total. To feel a little bit of a pull through that bottom hip into the glute. Okay. Good. You can bring the knees apart once you're done. Let's go into that cat-cow stretch. Pulling the chest through, arching through the back, pulling the lats down. And then pushing up to the ceiling, tucking the chin, really spreading the shoulder blades apart, pushing into the floor. Back and forth, slow-mo, pull down into those lats. You can wiggle a little bit side to side on these. It feels nice if your lats are tight. We're gonna do 5 per direction. Nice, guys. Once you're done, stand on up. All right, let's hit some leg swings. You're just gonna go 10 reps. Swing it forward, not really worried about the kick back. Just drive up and drop back down. You can hold onto the wall if you need to. 10 reps, and then switch legs. All right, last movement for the warm-up. We're gonna do 1 1/4 squats for 10 reps. So what that's gonna look like, hold your core nice and tight. You're going all the way to an active bottom of the squat. You're coming up to parallel so your hips are in line with your knees, back down to the bottom, all the way back up to the top. That is 1 rep, you've got 10. Let's go. Active bottom, parallel, active bottom, up to the top. Thanks, guys, 10 times. Try not to bounce out of that bottom position. Keep it tight the whole time. Nice. All right. Cool, guys. All right, let's go over all the movement options for today's workout. So first one, glute bridges. Like I said in the warm-up, what you want to do in these is hit that pelvic tilt. So you'll see a lot of time people reach their butt down to the ground and they have the arch through the spine. You're not going to get the glute activation you want that way. I want you to tuck the hips under, and when you go to tap down, think about tapping your spine as a whole and not just reaching with the butt. So keep the butt tucked under and squeeze the whole time. If you're adding weight, it should sit right on the hips, backpack, something that's a little giving is a little bit nicer on your hip bones. That's movement number 1. Movement number 2, you are going through any row variation that you have, whether that's a double dumbbell bent over row, a banded row. Inverted row is when you're underneath it and you pull up like a ring row. But unless you have rings or a barbell, Jenny, put that barbell on the rack and get underneath it. Yeah. And that's a true inverted row if you're under the barbell and you can pull up, or rings work too. But bent over row with dumbbells, kettlebells, or pulling with a band also works. The whole point of the row is to get that activation through the lats. So make sure your shoulder blades are pulled down and you're really squeezing your elbows together to hit the middle of that back. What you're not doing is pulling up into the traps. If you're someone who's like always tight through here in your neck and your traps, really focus on rolling down, keeping the chest tall, and pulling to the middle of the back. That's movement number 2. Movement number 3, you've got a couple different options. So option number 1 is your supine knee raises. What that's gonna look like is basically a laying down leg raise, but your knees come into a bend. So pelvic tilt, hands on the ground. You're gonna start with your knees at 90. From here, you're gonna lower them down to the floor by extending them out. Don't touch the ground, hover, and then pull back to that 90 again. Making sure we're keeping the core in contact with the floor and not losing the back. So we extend out and we drive back in. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is going for a seated, what they call seated leg lifts. On this one, your feet are out in front of you, your chest is nice and tall, your back is straight. Your hands reach as far in front of you as you can while keeping a straight spine. So if you're up here, but you're rounded, doesn't really do anything for your core. So core nice and tight, as tall as possible, and then arms out in front, toes pointed. From here, send some weight into your hands, and all you're gonna do is keep the legs together and lift. Laura's like, looks like fun. The more you can lean forward with that straight back, the more core activation, the better it is, but obviously the harder it is. Option number 3 is your full straddle pull. So you're gonna take the leg lift, you're gonna hit a straddle position, and now your hands go on the inside. So a lot more hip mobility, a lot more activation. This one's pretty hard, and it'll be easy for the first round. If you've got it, expect to not be able to maintain it. So toes pointed, reach forward, double leg lift. I'm doing leg 2. Any questions, comments on the movements themselves? Let me share my screen so you guys can see the whole workout.
I don't think I could do that for more than 3 reps.
I know, it's stupid. You have to be like a full lifetime gymnast to be able to do it. Tyler would be like, these are a joke.
Jen can do it.
Oh.
Shelby, with the supine knee raises,
Yep.
do your legs have to go straight?
No. If you keep your knees bent and you just do a little bit, it's actually called a reverse sit-up, which is essentially still a core exercise. But you're laying on the ground, knees at 90, and just extend a little out and then drop back in.
Okay, I'm gonna try the ones that you showed us first, but if I can't maintain them, then I'll do the other one.
Yeah, as long as you don't bring the knees in past 90. So keep it at 90, and then it doesn't really matter how far you extend out from there.
Okay, great, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions, guys?
Michelle has me programmed for barbell rows.
Okay.
My barbell is either 15 pounds or 65 pounds. So you think she meant the 65?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, not the answer I wanted, but okay. All right, guys, if that's it, we are gonna start in 1 minute. How we're gonna do this is we're gonna do 8 rounds. Each round is gonna be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll adjust if we need to. Don't rush through it, take your time. If it's too short, I'll add time after. If you finish early, rest, and we start again at the 2 minute and 30 mark. Cool? All right. Where did I put my phone? Hopefully not in the rain. There we go. Starting in 30 seconds, team. I left my water in the rain. All right, 10 seconds. Three, two, one, go for it, guys. Nice and controlled, 12 or 15 glute bridges. Knees out over your middle toe. Laura, great weight choice. Okay, guys, good control. From there, you've got 10 or 12 rows. On these rows, we're going either, if you've got a band, neutral grip, so palms are facing in. If you've got a barbell, palms facing down, dumbbells, palms facing in.
How should my hands be on the rings?
Neutral. And is that you? Did you sneak in here? Nice, guys. From your rows, you've got 8 to 10 of whichever leg lift your heart desires. Nice, guys. We're going to go round 2. Don't start yet. We're gonna go 3 minutes around just so you actually get rest. Feel free to add weight as you go on those rows, on the glute bridges.
Yeah, those leg lifts are a lot harder than they look.
Yeah.
Trying not to go back, but
Yeah, you have to stay straight or forward. If you go back, it almost makes it like helping. So, all right, guys, round 2, go for it. Keep the butt squeezed the whole time. Nice, guys. Got 30 seconds till we start again. Don't rush through it. Take your time. Take your time. If you find the weights are like, depending what you have, if they're a little too heavy or a little too light, just adjust the reps. If you don't want to adjust the reps, just adjust your speed. Tempo work always makes things harder. All right, here we go, guys. Round 3. Go for it. My hip flexors do not like these leg raises.
How high should my legs be going when I'm doing?
Matter at all, as long as you can get them off the ground.
Like, I don't know, if my back looks straight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It is so hard. All right. What's that? This is round 4, I think. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Nice, guys. You've got 30 seconds of rest left. We are halfway through, so we've got 4 rounds left.
My weight keeps running away.
Nice. Don't you hate when it does that?
Can't they just stay still?
You get bonus points for having squirmy pounds.
Yeah.
All right, guys, round 5. When the weight keeps moving on you, it definitely makes things harder. Nice work, guys. We've got 3 more rounds left. All right. Let's go. Round 6. 2 more rounds left. What was I? Come here. All right. Second last one. Guys. We've got one more round left. You've got 45 seconds till we start. On this last round, I want you to do as many reps as possible until technical failure. So what that means is don't stop at whatever number we've been stopping at. Stop when it starts to feel like you're doing it wrong. So whether it's like burnout or your shoulders start lifting, either one of those, where you feel like you're like, it's not a good rep anymore, that's when you stop. Get a little extra burn at the end of it. All right. Last round, let's go. As many glute bridges as possible. This might be a little longer. Keep your butt squeezed, keep your knees out. Don't lose the pause at the top. That's it, guys. Keep it up. Thanks, guys. Good work. Nice work, Tina. All right. We'll let Tina and Leanne finish up those lifts. There we go. Hi. Laura's weights are smiling back again.
Are you gonna do your 5K today, Shelby?
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Yeah.
guys, there's no conditioning program for today's at-home workout. So if you are looking for conditioning, today's Global Run Day. So maybe go out for a run. It'll be fun. If you're looking for like an actual challenge, one, I posted it on the Facebook group that our run club on Strava joined the Lululemon 5K challenge. So if you sign up for that, it like gets information from everyone all over the world, and you all do a 5K together. It doesn't really matter what time you do it at, as long as you do it today. Speed doesn't matter. It's just kind of like a go out and get it done.
Does that automatically get recorded? Like, do I?
If you record on Strava, it'll automatically give you the badge.
Okay, because I joined, so I wasn't sure how I had to program it.
Yeah,
on the
once
phone.
you complete the 5K, it'll be like, congratulations, you've earned
Okay.
your Lululemon 5K badge. Yeah.
Excellent.
I know, the
Okay.
first time I did one, I was like, so this is it, you just click join. All right. Yeah, and if you're not into that, the part 2 of the conditioning workout today, I taught it at 6 a.m. and 1, those 6 a.m. people are crazy. 2, it's a really good burner. So if you want to try it, give it a try if you're looking for like an added sweat to today's strength. Questions, comments, concerns, happy strength day.
I'm gonna go homeschool my kids. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Enjoy that.
I know,
Shelby.
I will. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Off for my
Good night.
run. See you later.
Say bye.
Shelby, what's a switchblade goblet squat?
Ugh, this is my new death movement. I asked myself the same thing. I did this workout with no weight and my hips are so tight, but I was like, I knew I was teaching this class after. So the goblet you just hold to the chest, whether it's a dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever, but you turn to the side and then you come back into a squat.
Holy wow.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get back to you, Shelby.
That's awesome.
That's a Shelby move, not a Leanne move. I was like, no weight today.
Yeah, no weight is fine. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so every time you squat, it's a rep. So turn, squat, 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be doing the 17-minute part
It
of that
took,
right
like,
now.
the morning class, I think the slowest person was like 15.
Yeah.
Most people were done in like 12.
Okay. That's
So,
awesome.
you don't
Nice
need-
to see you, Shelby. Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Have a
Bye-bye.
lovely day.
Bye, Bosley.
Bye, guys.
Sweet boy. Okay.